What's going on, fragrance family? It's your man Gator. Better knows the novice knows out here in these fragrance streets. Man, just getting in for the day, and man, it was a long one. I'll say that, man. And just wanted to talk about my scent of the day today, man. And full disclosure, this is a fragrance that I've had for a minute now here, a couple of months here. And when I first got it, I think I did a first impressions live on it, and I was definitely not impressed with the fragrance, man. I had my reservations about it, but over the last couple of months here, I've kind of found a better utility for it than what it's originally been assigned to by everybody out there in the fragrance community. Now, the fragrance that we're talking about, guys, is this one right here. This is from Paris Corner. It's called Memories of Summer, or sorry, Lure d'Espoir, Memories of Summer. Let me see if I can get a good, there we go. Lure d'Espoir, Memories of Summer. Now, this fragrance is inspired by the house that should not be named fragrance Symphony. And it's one of the multiple Symphony inspirations that hit the market here over the last couple of months. And when I first got this, I was not impressed because there's better, in my opinion, there were better inspirations out on the market. You had Emerald from Game of Spades. You had Collage dropped Island Dreams, which is another really, really good one. This one just did not strike me as a really good interpretation of that DNA initially, really, because there was differences in the way that it presented up front. Now, the DNA is pretty basic, man. I mean, you're looking at, in the note breakdown on this one, you're looking at the top bergamot, grapefruit, and ginger, basically. It kind of dries down into like a amber and musk, but that's really basically what you're getting out of here. Very simple DNA, but this was just blended a little bit differently than all of the other inspirations and than the original fragrance itself. So when you spray this on initially, and I'm about to go ahead and get a good little spray on here. Last Paris Corner, of course, atomizer's kind of decent. Click on to, close cap here. Now, when you first spray this on, it's harsh. It does kind of come across pretty harsh when you first spray it. And it's not necessarily, because at first I was like, well, maybe this is just ginger heavy at the top. Yeah, that's basically what it is, but it's a synthetic ginger and it comes across, like I said, fairly harsh in the air when you spray it. Now, even after the last few months or so that I've had this, that effect is still there. It still does have that little bit of harshness when you spray it on, but that harshness kind of goes away after about 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take very long for it to fade. Now, what you're getting here from the fragrance, though, in the opening, besides that, is you're getting a really citrusy, bright and kind of zingy vibe here, but that zinginess really only lasts in this fragrance for all of about a minute or two, and which is different than the original and some of the other inspired bys. One of the key characteristics in those is the ginger and the way that the ginger presents, the way that it uplifts the fragrance, gives it a little bit of an effervescence, gives it a little bit of a almost fizziness to it. This one doesn't have that. This one, the citruses come across almost candied and smooth. And what that is that's the way that they use the amber in here. The amber is a lot more present here in the opening of this fragrance than it is in all the other interpretations of Symphony. So when this sprays on, you're getting a beautifully done, even though it's kind of synthetic, it's beautifully done citrus, grapefruit, bergamot blend there, along with the amberiness of it. Now, the ginger is there. It does give it a little bit of lift, and it does brighten the DNA a little bit, but for the most part, the amber is what's in control of this fragrance. That amber is part of the reason why I said this thing was mislabeled. Now, the name of this thing, of course, is Memories of Summer, but I really think that this fragrance is a perfect transitional fragrance from summer to fall. And why do I say that? It's because of the amber. The amber in here warms that DNA, that original DNA up so much. It actually makes it, I think, a better fragrance for like a fresh, cool weather fragrance as opposed to a hot weather fragrance. Like, I feel like amber, when you get into like really, really hot weather, I feel like it kind of gives your fragrance a kind of almost a stickiness in the air. This one, if in hot weather, it does the same thing. It's not really what I would consider a super fresh, super refreshing fragrance, but this is perfect for cool weather. Like, that amber warms up the DNA. It gives that citrus and that musky nature that it has going into the dry down a good bit of depth, right? And smooths out that DNA so much that it really does play very well in like cool air. Like, this is one of those fragrances that it gets more diffusive as you go into the dry down. So the sillage on this thing is amazing at that like 2 hour mark, 3 hour mark. So being downwind from this in the cool air is awesome, or at least I would think that it is awesome to be downwind from this one. I mean, just the sillage pops that I've gotten when I've worn this tell me that it has a very pleasant nature, a very pleasant scent here when you're downwind from it. Speaking of the wearing experience on here, when you first spray this on, I mean, you're getting about a foot of about a arm's length, of projection here for all of about 10, 20, 30 minutes here. And then it kind of shrinks down into being somewhat in about like a foot to 2 feet of projection on this thing. That being said, the diffusiveness, the way that this thing travels in the air is awesome. It is a warmer DNA. It's not really something that's made for super hot weather, but if you do get it into some warmer weather, it will definitely fill up a room. It really does push. But like I said, it gets a little sticky. When you come to like cool weather though, I think it gives it the perfect nature. I think it allows it to kind of sit in your own like maybe 2 foot scent bubble and have a gorgeous sillage to you when you walk by without it overwhelming people as well. One of the things I really do like about this is the fact that it does have a decent longevity with it as well. I'm getting somewhere in the range of about 8 to 9 hours here as far as longevity. On skin, I'm getting somewhere at least about 8 to 9 hours. It really stops really pushing off at around hour 4 and 5 and becomes kind of a skin scent, but it is a very sillage heavy skin scent. So you can still, 6-7 hours in, be walking by someone or walking in a space and somebody come in and pick up your scent trail. So it does have that going for it. All in all, I think this is a great transitional fragrance. Like I said, memories of summer, maybe it's there to help you remember the summer. I think it's a great transitional fragrance, man. I think it's something that you can put on and really have a lot of play in cooler weather. I think it's going to be great for spring as well too, because it does have a little bit of like a citrusy style of freshness without it being like your traditional lavender geranium style freshies. The density of this is why I think it's so great for like the fall and probably going to be the spring. I think it's a little too dense for summer, but I think as far as like, going into like the fall again, perfect weather for that. That's all I got on this fragrance, guys. Have you actually put your nose on this? Let me know in the comments, guys. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share this video with somebody you know that loves fragrances. And as we always say, guys, no matter what you're doing, however you're doing it, make sure you make today the best day ever on purpose. Peace out.